And just expand, please, on, you mentioned the checkpoint, you mentioned checkpoint 300. Can you just tell us, please, a bit about what that is and what you would expect the experience to be, maybe what your experience has been at that or other checkpoints, please?
Yeah. So for those they do not know, lots of people nowadays that they live in Jerusalem, they still connected in a way or another with the West Bank. They have relatives there, they have businesses, they go for entertainment. So lots of them, they do not see themselves within the Israeli culture. So they cannot, I'm not talking that everyone do so. I'm talking about part of the people that they like, for example, to go and spend the night in Bethlehem or a night in Ramallah or a night in Jericho, like to have, you know, a calm place to relax, to drink something. So they choose to go to these places like Ramallah, Bethlehem, and Jericho. And if you want to do so, you need to pass by checkpoint. So for you as a Jerusalemite, you are not, in many cases, you are not an Israeli citizenship, so you are allowed to go there. So Jerusalemites, they are, if they are Arabs and Muslims, Arab Muslims, also Christians, they are allowed to go to the West Bank. With especially when you enter, it's much easier to enter there than going out of it. But when you enter the checkpoint, you're gonna see like the big panel. It's in a white, in a red, and it says there it's not allowed for the Israeli citizen to enter this area. It's an area A, and here it's, I don't want to give more details because there is lots of details to tell. So for Israelis, they are not allowed to go to area A.
Right.
Area
But
A,
does that mean all Israelis or
main,
only Jewish Israelis? Like you're an Israeli,
only Jewish,
you can go there, correct?
only Jewish Israelis.
Okay.
Yeah,
It doesn't say that on the
no
sign, and there's a sign, I drive past it every single day, and I always wonder, because it says entry, you are now entering area A, going past this point is illegal for Israelis. And so just to clarify,
they
that
do not
means
say
just Jewish
do not
Israelis.
say Jews. They do not say Israeli Jewish. They say only Israelis, but here they mean Israeli Jewish, Jews. But maybe they don't want to show how racist. Maybe here they do not want Jews to go there, but it's okay if other Israelis go and they are not Jewish. It's okay, go. You can go and enjoy the jungle there. You can go to the swamp because it's not organized. It's like a jungle, like really jungle. And there, if you enter an area A, it's supposed to be under fully Israeli Palestinian control. It's not like an area B. Area B, it's half and half. Like Palestinian and Israeli, they do coordinate between themselves to control the area B. And C, it's, as you know, it's under fully Israeli control. So you go there, you enter to the West Bank, and you can see it's part of the daily life that there is a checkpoint here, and there is a wall, and there are also towers and soldiers, Magavnigim, the border police, and they want to offer protection to the Israelis living just in the other side of the Palestinians, and they assume they are there for security reasons, but this is not it's not the only. Not everyone believes this way. Let us put it this way. Take, for example, the name of that wall. Some people, they call it separation wall. Other people, they call it security wall. A third group, they call it the apartheid wall. There are many names. It depends who you are asking here.
Yes.
So if you ask someone from the right wing, a Zionist, he will tell you it's a security wall. This wall stopped the terrorists. What is terrorist? Because I'm not using it much, so I cannot know how.
For sure, yeah, terrorists.
Terrorists. So they say this wall stopped and blocked the terrorists from coming to the Israeli cities, and because there was in the past lots of bomb attacks that happened in Tel Aviv and some other areas. Most of the people, these attacks, they were coming from the West Bank. And if you want to be realistic, this wall or this separation wall did the job. Like minimize that number for the minimum of the minimum. I'm not saying it's stopped it total. I'm not saying it's stopped it totally, but it's minimized the number to the minimum. And but it's part of the chavaya to go there, and before it's midnight to come back to Jerusalem. So when you go out from the West Bank and back to Jerusalem or some other Israeli part, they're gonna check your ID. So being a Jerusalemite, an Arab Jerusalemite, you need all the time to hold your identification with you, تعداد زهود, because you're gonna be asked every moment when you are in the streets, especially if you look like an Arab. They're gonna stop you everywhere and they question you, because there's big doubt that those Arabs, unfortunately, they are troublemakers. And I see I'm in my own eyes, like in the market of Mamilla, for example, in the Jaffa Street, every time that I see is a group of young people, like Arab young people, they are always stopped. And we are talking about one city. You didn't cross any fence yet. We are talking within the city itself. And they are always questioned what you are doing here, where you live. Have you been ever arrested? Because I faced these questions a few times, but maybe I'm lucky enough that they do not stop me, because my appearance not much look like a typical way of looking. So this is an advantage, but it's Elohim barauti kacha and limazali. So they
God
do not
made
stop
you this
me.
way, right.
But
Okay.
sometimes it's happened. It's happened. Like it's there. We cannot deny it. We cannot say it's not existed. It is existed. It's part of the struggle. It's part of the surviving. The sensitivity of this city. It's double and triple than living in other place. Maybe it's much easier for a Palestinian to live in Ramallah or Bethlehem and not live in Jerusalem. It's much easier. There you go to your job, you back to your family, and there you live a simple life if you do not want that complicated life. And you do not have troubles with the authorities, because the authorities, if you are not smart enough, you're gonna struggle. If you are not smart enough living here in this piece of land, in this city, especially in the city of Jerusalem, you're gonna struggle.
For sure. Okay, so thank you so much, Hussam. Just to finish off, if you could